Hi guys, we're back at Smash Fishing. We're currently down the beach 2 hours before low water and we're going foraging. So hopefully on this big tide we can find something cool. So stay tuned and Smash Fishing. Woo! We got 0.9 tide today. So all of the lobster holes are going to be exposed on this beach. And hopefully we can find one. Be nice to find a couple of spider crabs as well. A big tide like this can uncover anything, so be interesting to see what we can find today. Hell yeah! Got a load of ormer shells here. Someone's obviously harvested them, maybe cooked them on the beach or something. Some whopping size ormers. Would have been a great day for some mullet fishing today. It's like a mill pond. Absolutely gin clear the water as well. What a lovely day to be out. This right here is a Pacific oyster or Pacific rock oyster. Very edible, but I'm outside the harbour at the moment, so I won't be eating any of these today. Cool to find though. It's nice to see a few around. Holes like this one, ideal to find the brown crabs and the lobsters. I'm just chasing the tide down at the moment. Just searching in the holes as we go down. So what I'm trying to do is, as the tide goes out, I'm trying to catch the lobsters before they come out of the holes, because a lot of the time if there's no water in the hole, the lobster will chase the tide down as it goes out. Same with the spider crabs as well. They would try and outrun the tide, and that's why I'm a little bit earlier today, because the tide's so big it's just going to shoot out soon, and I'm hoping we can get lucky. Some really good rock ledges here, and as you can see, the entrance of this hole is only about 4 inches, but if you put your hook in, it goes in about 2 feet, and that's what you're looking for, where the water is lying in the holes, because that's where the lobbies are going to be, baby. Really vibrant, these snake lock anemones. Check those ones out. They got pinks, greens, purples, all sorts of different colours in that. This is definitely the sort of place where a spider crab's going to be lurking or trying to escape the tide. Always trying to target big weedy patches like this, because that's where they're coming to breed. This right here, guys, that's a native oyster shell. Now, I don't usually find too many alive of these, but it's nice to see so many shells on the beach. That's the native species. Usually find them on the muddy grounds over the end near the harbour. Look at that for a bottle. What is it? Gordon's Special Dry London Gin. It's got a date on it, 1769, established. That's cool. What I'm going to do, I'm going to keep that there. I'm going to come back for that later. That's probably one of the best bottles I've ever found on the beach. Interesting little creatures in this one. We've got a shanny. Find those all over the higher part of the beach. Small edible brown crab. Got broadclaw porcelain crabs. All sorts of life around here. What's that there? There's a tiny little velvet swimming crab. Or lady crabs as we call them over here. There we go. That tide's really whipping out now. About 20 minutes ago, all of this was covered in about 3 foot of water. So it just shows you how fast that tide really whips out. It's quite impressive. Nothing under that one. Small edible brown crab. Nothing under that one. Little lady crab. Nothing special. What I'm doing at the moment, guys, is I've got a lobster hole just on the edge here, and I'm just waiting for the tide to go down so I can get to it. I found lobsters there in the past, so I'm going to wait till I get to that, and then I'm going to move around to the big holes where I found the conger and stuff, and hopefully we can find something cool down there. I'm at the lobster hole now, guys. I've got a lot of water here, so I'm a bit worried that if there is a lobster, it might shoot out the hole. Nah, nothing in that one. That was a really deep hole. I was hoping there'd be a lobster in that. Oh well, we're going to move off now and hopefully find some in the other one. Coming up to the first hole. Check that out. Dead spider crab. It looks like it's been picked out by the seagulls. That's probably caught out by the tide. The tide is racing out now. Hopefully in here we find a Larry. Nope, nothing in that one. What a beautiful day to be out. Big ledges like this one can hold very big lobsters just hiding in the water part here. Can't see any whiskers. Usually if a lobster's in a hole, the hole will be clean from seaweed. Nope, nothing yet. That there is a perfect representation of something being dug out. You see the big mound of shingle here? Usually lobsters and crabs would do this to hold the water in the back of the hole. That's a deep old hole. Check that out for a lobster hole. You'll have congers living in there, that's for sure. This hole here, guys, you can see how it's all really clean. I'm just waiting for the tide to go out. There's a back entrance, and what I'm going to do is just wait for the tide to go out, and then I'm going to try and get it. This is the same place I found the lobster and the conger last time, so I'm hoping there'll be something in it. It looks good. This little creature here is called a squat lobster, or the olive squat lobster, and very common on the lower part of the shores, and they get quite big as well. They've got other species, there's some bigger ones as well. I think they're called the spiny squat lobster. Just giving you guys a better look at the hole here. As you can see, the sand's been dug out like this in a mound all the way around, and there's a big hole here, and this rock goes all the way through, and there's another entrance that I've blocked off at the end. So once the tide goes down, this is a good bet for a lobster. This, like, they like a clean hole. They always take the weed out, and that's how you can spot them so easily. And hopefully he hasn't gone out before the tide. Before I got here. I can feel a lobster. Guys, I'm in the other entrance now, and there's definitely a lobster in here. I'm trying to... He's fighting my hook, I can feel him. I'm just waiting for him to bite it. Can you hear him biting it? On guard! The thing is, I know he can't escape this hole. Whoa, that feels good as well. That's the thing, when you've got a hole that goes straight through like this and it gets covered by water, you're best to block the entrance, because sometimes the lobsters will just leave as the tide goes out. And that's why as soon as I seen this was dug out, I quickly blocked the back entrance, and then you can feel around. I can see his tentacle, guys. Where is it? There he is. He's fighting me. I don't want him to go back. Come on. I just seen his tentacle. I've been mooching about in the other entrance. There he is, look. There we go, we got him, baby. Hey! Lobby wobby, baby! So there you go, guys. One little Larry lobster. I don't know if he's going to be legal size or not. I could just see his corner of his whisker pop out. No, this one's a bit small. As you can see, about 5mm out, but nice all the same. That's a beautiful little lobster. I'm chuffed with that. You could see the dugout hole. It's a telltale sign every time for a lobster. So I'm just going to mooch around, make sure there's no more in here. No, I think that's it. So there you go, guys. One little Larry lobster. Not in size, that's a shame. I could feel him fighting the hook. I don't know if you could hear it on the camera. It's like ting, ting, ting. Oh, what a great find. I just unblocked the other entrance, and then we're getting back. One last show of the lobster. We're just getting back in his little hole. Beautiful. Go on, buddy. You are very lucky, lobster. You are not in size. Larry lobster. Oh my god, look, I found a banded lobster. Check that out, guys. That's a first for me. I don't know if it's going to be in size. That's a big old rock. Yeah, boy. Check that out. I've just found a banded lobster and it's got eggs. So it's a female, as you can see. I've shown you males in the past with the swimmerettes that are hard. These are very soft. This is a banded lobster, so someone's obviously checked it in, but it doesn't look very big. Lobster. Just going to show you guys. Look at that. That's not even a legal sized lobster. So someone's playing silly buggers and throwing it back with the bands on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these off. I'm going to let her go to let her release her eggs. It looks like she's released most of them. That's first for me. I've never found a banded lobster before. Don't bite me, I'm trying to help you. That's great to find though. We've just saved the lobster. It wouldn't be able to feed very well without the claws and defend itself. So now it's ready to go. I can't believe that's out. It's out about 3 or 4 millimeters, I think. That's crazy. I'm baffled that I've just found that. Someone's obviously caught it, put it in a pot to grow and banded it. And then they've chucked it back because it's got berries probably. That's a first for me. We'll go find a decent spot in the deep water and we'll release it. So there you go, guys. I've come right out on the rocks here where I know the tide isn't going to come out. We've only got about 20 minutes of the low water left. So there you go. That's a weird occasion. You can see all the eggs in there. She's released a lot of them and they're all fertile. Looks like she's going to molt soon. That shell is looking very old. So what I'm going to do is give her a little lob out. And that's it. She can make her way out into the reefs and you know that lobster's safe. And then we got some breeding lobsters for the future, baby. Hell yeah. Hopefully after our good deed of the day we can get lucky with a big lobster. I'm going to go on a little mission now and try and find one, and then we'll head off to the sandy part around near the harbour and see what we can find around there. Might be some cool little creatures, some clams, anything really. Nice sized Venus clam there. Just making my way to the other spots. I know where a few more holes are, so I'm going to head over there, see what I can find. Be nice to find something for a cook up, but if not, I had a good day. 2 lobsters so far. Haven't seen one spider crab on this side of the island yet. Found another lobster here, guys. As you can see, look at that for a dug out mound, and this is what I was saying, they dig it out so they've got water there. Oh, come on you beauty. Got to get behind him. Oh, no, he's back out. Come here. He's just tucked up in the water. And it's quite surprising. Sometimes you can't even you can't see them in the water. That's why it's always good to have a foraging hook. Oh, that's bigger than I thought. Look at that. That's a beauty. Check that bad boy out. Come on, please be in. Please be in. I think that one's in, guys. I'm just trying to block you from the wind the best I can. Sorry if there's any wind noise. Oh yes, we got lucky, baby. We got a keeper lobster. Hell yeah. Woohoo. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Nice keeper lobster, male lobster as well. You can tell by the swimmerettes here. What an absolute beast. I didn't think it was that big when I could see it in the hole, but that just goes to show where you find out these dug out holes like this and you see the big mound coming over, you can see it's all very loose. There's just a big puddle of water in the back. That's what you're looking for. And I'm in the middle of a big sand boulder bed at the moment, and this is the place where we find those bad boy lobsters. Hell yeah. Absolutely chirping with that. Nice big male lobster. So what I'm doing now, I'm going to go around all of these rocks and see if there's any more. Not a bad sized brown crab there. This was an ideal rock for a lobster, so I thought I'd check it. Get back there, little buddy. Let's go get more. There's a brown crab in this one. Actually doesn't look too bad, that one. Oh, he's wedged in there. Oh no. Let's get off his claw a little bit. That's right, buddy. Come on. I don't want to. Oh, big squat lobster. That's one of those spiny ones again. Look at that. Ow! They pinch quite hard, but look at the detail in that squat lobster. The blues are crazy. Hell yeah! That's a beast. That's the second one I found like that in the last couple of weeks. I think is that the spiny squat lobster? Because they are seriously spiny. That's cool. That's well cool. I love finding those. I'll let him go. Little brown crab can stay there as well. I'm chuffed. Nice old pie crust there. I think that's the Montague's pie crust crab, or exantho crab is the real name for them. We call them pie crust here. All sorts of little creatures under these stones. I love just coming down into the rocks and just seeing what you can find. There's all sorts of little creatures. You've got a little tiny velvet swimming crab there. Ow! Ow! Which pinch quite hard. You just never know what's around in these little boulders. I've been trying really hard to find a octopus for the last year. I still haven't found one yet. I'd love to find an octopus. I probably wouldn't eat it, but just to actually find one would be cool. Hey, first spider crab of the day. And look at it. It's a midget. That's awesome. Tiny little wee spider crab. I'm surprised we haven't found any of these yet. And it's good to know when they're younger, they promote growth on their shell to camouflage them from predators. And as they get bigger, as you've seen in the previous videos, they become really bright orange, just because there isn't many predators that's going to eat a big 2 or 3 pound spider crab. Quite interesting that. Look up there. That's a different sort of squat lobster. That's the olive one. Those big spiny ones are really cool to see. I'm just going to put that there to create a void for him to get out. Oh, what's that coming out? Little lady crab. Oh, I'm having a right blast today. It's a funny looking clam there. It's bright orange. You see all the razor clam holes actually packed on this beach. If anyone knows the name of that clam, I'd be interested to know that. I've never seen one of them before. Usually if you're walking around, you'll get squirts of water come up from the razor clams. There's tons of them on this beach. Found a nice little sheltered spot here, guys. So what I'm going to do is cook up old Larry. Carrying some stuff with me today. Got the good old cook pot, the good old cooker, and we're going to steam this bad boy. Absolutely chirping with that. I really didn't think we were going to find another lobster, and that was it. Boom. Seen the little dugout hole. That's such a good tip, that, for finding lobsters. It's just finding the dugout holes if it's in a sand bed. So I'll get this set up, guys, and I'll show you how I cook it. So what I've got here, just a little bit of seawater, and then my favourite at the moment is definitely garlic salt. And that's all it is really. I'm going to steam this up, get it to a rolling boil, and I'm going to give this lobster a good 10 minutes steaming. Oh yeah, we're going to be eating good today, baby. I always like to dispatch a lobster before I cook it. It's safer because you don't get boiling water splashing over you, and it's a bit more, just a lot more humane. So what I do is get my knife, and you're going from the cross on the head, and then you're going down towards the head, and you want to do it in a fast motion, just down, and that's it. That's the lobster, completely dead, and that's perfect for cooking that, and we're going to be eating good today. What I'm going to do is just crack the claws a little bit, just so the garlic salt will go right inside the claws, and ultimately make them taste even better. We've got our water up to a nice steam now. I'm just watching the Inglorious live. We got our lobster there, and what you do, plonk it straight in the pot, and there you go. With killing them outright like that, there's no thrashing in the pot, there's no danger of you getting splashed with water, and it makes for good cooking, baby. Hell yeah. Inglorious fishing. Our tide's coming in quick now. Just walking around trying to find a plate. Fresh lobster, baby. That's looking absolutely delicious. So there you go, guys. One lovely freshly cooked lobster. I went back and got my my bottle that I found. Oh yeah, fresh lobster on the rocks, baby. Oh, this lobster's full as well. Big old crunch on the tail. This is by far my favourite part of a lobster. Wow. Yeah, baby. Woo, that's hot. Let's leave that for a second. I'm on the lower part of the tide as well, so all the shells will get washed away. That tail meat is what it's all about. And as always, you've got the poo tract on the back here. You pull that flap of skin away and you can just take that out. Job done. Beautiful. It won't hurt you if you eat it. Some people do, some people don't. Lobster could be done a little bit less. I overcooked this one a little bit, but it makes no difference to me. Still delicious. It's tender. It's not too chewy. You can't beat that. Really hot day, not much wind, and you're eating fresh lobster caught probably 30 minutes ago. Doesn't get any fresher than that. Dip it in the sauce with the garlic salt, and we've got a thing for garlic salt at the moment. This lobster's really not going to last long. It was interesting to find that that undersized lobster female that was banded up, because I've seen it in the past where some fishermen, this is totally illegal by the way, they take the undersized lobsters and they keep them in a crab pot to grow, and when they get big enough they obviously sell them. But yeah, it's illegal to do that, so don't do it. But glad to find that lobster and release it. Taking the bands off, it's happy days. Beautiful. Nice old bit of lobster claw. Cannot beat that. God, this one's got a hard shell. There you go. You get a huge chunk of meat out of the claws. And look at that. Really white flesh. And it's absolutely delicious. I'm going to try foraging in a different location tomorrow. So what I'm doing at the moment, I'm going from spot to spot just to try and find some lobsters. I'm really on a lobster foraging mission at the moment. Be nice to find a really big one. Go. Beautiful. Get that meat out of there. I love the way that it just comes out in like massive chunks. Absolutely outstanding. If only Sam was here. I think Sam will be coming in 2 days time. He'll be coming foraging with me, so hopefully we can find a couple of lobsters then. I know he's eager to get out. He's back to work at the moment. Go, look at that. Fresh lobster claw. And you pull this bit out, and there you go. That's the whole claw inside. Once again, lovely white flaky meat inside. You cannot go wrong with that. With the legs, if you just pop one off and you can squeeze it like a toothpaste tube, from one end to the other and you'll get all of the meat out. I don't usually fuss too much with it, but this isn't a giant lobster, so why not? So if you like my channel, guys, like and subscribe, make sure the bell notification is on. Going to be doing a lot more of this while the big tides are here, and then we'll be fishing on the nips. So stay tuned for the next episode. It's Smash Fishing. Woo!